Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Janiyah Wheeler and thank you all for tuning in. I know I've been gone for a long time off of YouTube, but I needed that break. I needed to get some things together in my life. This is like, I always go missing, but I don't always, it stops today. It stops this year. I'm back and I will give you guys fresh new content weekly, and I'm so excited to be back filming with you all. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing goals or tips and advice on how to plan and execute your goals for the year 2022. I know it's like a reset for everyone. We have new goals, we have new things we're trying to focus on. And if you mastered that, planning goals and being a great planner and executing it properly, kudos to you. But I know there's a majority of people who don't know how to plan strategically, how to even make goals, how to execute them. So I'm here to share with you all tips and advice to making your goals and plans a reality. And before I go on, I just want to mention that I am going through a little bit of rebranding phase. I am trying to rebrand and I have a lot of things behind the scenes going on. So if you see something, I might make a whole separate video on that in itself, my rebranding process. But I just want you all to know that I am in the process of rebranding my whole YouTube, and maybe, this is a strong maybe, joining social media. Maybe. I've been off of social media for about 3 years, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe I might just be talking at this part, but more to come in a different video on my whole rebranding journey. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any further questions, do not hesitate to ask. So the first thing that I've noticed that works for me when it comes to setting goals and planning is to break my life into categories. That may sound a little weird, so let me further explain it. What I mean by this is look at different parts of your life and focus on those goals specifically. For this part, I like to break my life into different categories. So I use the wellness chart for reference. So there's emotional, social, physical, academic, financial, and spiritual. So what I like to do is break my life up into those specific categories, and I set specific goals and plans for that specific topic of my life. So for this, I like to use the SMART method when it comes to setting goals and planning. The SMART method is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timeable. I don't think it's timeable, but it's time. Basically, does your goals have a specific time, a due date, and whatnot? So I'm going to show you all well, this is not really that specific. I was going to use my academic portion. So I do have like a folder full of plans and goals, and like I said before, it's split up based on different areas of my life, and that works for me because when I think about planning and setting goals, I don't know if it's just me, but I get so overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't know where to start. Like, I want financial goals, I want spiritual goals. So I'm like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna split everything up into different categories, and we're gonna focus specifically on that area and what we want to accomplish, and then we're going to create a schedule. So using the SMART method, like I mentioned before, I have specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and time. So for my physical goals, I have gain 15 plus pounds. That's very specific. I know people are like, I want to gain weight or I want to lose weight, but how much of that do you actually want to gain and how much of that do you actually want to lose? And then once you put it out there, then you start to come up with a game plan on how I can achieve this specific goal. So grow glutes to 39 inches. That's another goal of mine. Eat 6 times a day, which will be coming up with a specific meal plan that works for me, that will give me enough calories to achieve that goal. And then another thing that I've noticed is go back and do some reflection on your obstacles, your challenges, your distractions, and come up with a solution. So in the past, for me, when I was trying to gain my weight, I would notice that I'm not eating enough. I'm only eating once a day, maybe 3 times a day, if I'm lucky 6 times a day. But it's not that I couldn't, it's just I was so busy to the point where I had forgotten. So to stop that from happening, I came up with a solution, which was food alarms. So specific alarms are dedicated for my eating. So I would make an alarm probably like 3 hours every so often, and that would give me my it would set me a reminder like, oh, it's time to eat, because I would just be so in the zone that I would honestly forget to eat. And you guys are probably like, how do you forget to eat? But trust me, it happens. So that's one of the things that I've noticed, that okay, well, I can eat 6 times a day, but I forget to eat 6 times a day. So my solution for that is setting meal plans and also creating timers to where it reminds me to eat. So I have no excuses not to be eating less than 6 times a day, unless I'm fasting or unless I'm doing something else that does not allow me to eat 6 times a day. So that was one tip, okay? And I spoke a long time for that one tip. So just to reiterate, if you missed exactly what I was saying, the first thing was to come up or split your life into different categories and focus on that specific category for your life. Don't try to make one big giant goal like I'm gonna be CEO, and then it's like, okay, well, what about the mental part of that? What about the physical part of that? What about like, just be very strategic on how you set that up. So with an example for the SMART method, so specific, I have gained 15 pounds. And then for measurable, that's a pretty measurable thing, okay? I can gain 15 pounds. And then is it achievable? To me, it's pretty achievable if I execute it properly, which is eating where I need to eat more than a certain amount of calories a day. And to do that, I also came up with a specific meal plan. So I'm not just eating junk and saying, oh, I'm gaining weight by eating whatever. And then a time, I put deadline is April 1st, 2022. By April 1st, 2022, I should have gained 15 pounds. So that means I'm not gonna be on the scale until April 1st, 2022. For me, I'm really good with deadlines. I feel like deadlines just work for me. So creating this deadline for myself will cause me to push myself more, be in the gym more, and it just motivates me because I have to get this done by a certain amount of time. So just to reiterate, the first thing was the wellness chart, or breaking your life into certain categories. What specific things in your life do you want to focus on financially, spiritually, emotionally, those specific categories, and set goals and plans for that specific topic or that specific aspect of your life. The next step was use the SMART method, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and in a timely manner. Number 3 now is to prioritize based on due dates. So if I make a due date for a goal, and one of it is December 31st, 2022, and another one is March 1st, 2022. I'm obviously gonna prioritize the March 1st, 2022 one because that is first and that is more important than I'm guessing and I'm assuming December 31st, 2022. So just prioritize which aspect of your life as well is very important, because for me, my spiritual goals are more important to me than my physical goals, because I know once I'm right spiritually, everything will just fall into place and I'll be more motivated. But like I always say in my videos, I can't pour out if I'm not pouring in. If God is not pouring into me, if I'm not spending time with God, I can't be the best version of myself. Like everything else will just fall apart. So I get right in one area, which is spiritual, and everything else will just fall into place. So number 4 is try a reward method. Say, cut some things out of your life. For instance, I'm gonna use fitness as an example because that relates more to me. If I'm trying to lose weight, let me cut out pound cakes from my life. And when I reach my desired weight, then I can incorporate little increments of pound cake back into my life. So try some type of reward method for yourself. If you do this, then that. If I don't do this, then I can't do that. And also make some sacrifices, because I promise you, if you want to be a different and better person, some type of sacrifice will have to come into play. Whether that is sacrificing your time with people, sacrificing your time with family, sacrificing your time with bad habits, or not, just sacrificing your time in any area of your life is really crucial when trying to achieve your goals and execute your plans. And honestly, half of the time when I'm making videos like this, I'm telling myself this the same time I'm telling you guys this, okay? This is something that I'm trying to do myself. But we're gonna do it, right? It's 2022, we have to. No more excuses, no more, playing around, no more procrastinating. We are gonna be different, and we just have to. At this point, it's like change is mine, and if we want to make change and be the change, we're going to have to change some type of things in our life. I be getting all deep, okay? I'm sorry. If my cousin is watching this, she's gonna say I'm being too deep, okay? Let me get back to what I was saying. Reflect to see where your time is going. I mean, if your time is pouring into TV and not enough work or self-growth or self-development, then what are you doing? I mean, really reflect to see where your time is going. What are you spending more time on? What you can be doing more with your time. Also reflect on your past distractions, your obstacles, your challenges. And the next step under that is just to create a solution to overcome that. So everyone knows that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. If you know that this is a problem, if you know that my time management is a problem, I can't be on time, but you're doing the same thing to where you are late, I'm pretty convinced at this point that you don't want to change. So you have to go into some reflection, some deep self-reflection, and find out what were my challenges in the past. And for this point, I'm actually talking about if your challenges or if your goals are reoccurring. So say you had a goal for 2021 that you did not accomplish, or you had a goal for 2020 that you did not accomplish, but you want to accomplish it in 2022. So what caused you not to accomplish it back then? And figure that out and say, okay, well, if I couldn't accomplish this goal 2 years in a row, what was the problem? And how can I fix it? How can I not bring this goal into 2023? How can I break it and just overcome it and complete it in 2022? So you have to do that. I can't do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you. You're just gonna have to go into some deep, quiet time, self-reflection, and figure that part out yourself and come up with a solution, okay? Just don't identify the problem and say, okay, well, I have a problem. What is your solution? If you are still with me, we are on the last tip. The last tip is to create a new schedule, whether digital or physical. So I'm a big schedule maker. Like, I make schedule for days, and I just feel like it helps me. Like, this is one of the schedules. As you guys can see that. You guys can't see it, but I'll probably take some pictures and then send it to my editor. But I'm a big schedule maker. I feel like it keeps me on track. It keeps me abrupt of what I need to do in my life. I don't forget my commitments because I have great memory. So I know what I commit to, but sometimes I do overbook, if that makes sense. I add too much onto my plate, and then I realize, like, oh wait, this is too much. Like, I have other things I need to do. So for me, setting goals and plans, and this is actually a calendar, but the reason I created a course, this is my spring 2022 calendar for my courses, my school, which I start Monday, and I created this probably like 3 days ago because I don't want to make commitments where I have to go to class. So say somebody asked me on a Tuesday to go somewhere with them, 10 a.m. breakfast. I can't commit to that because I have to do my school. I'm gonna be in class at the time. So I create these things for myself so I know what not to commit to and what I can commit to. Because my school right now is very important to me. So I'm not gonna commit to where at the point it's like, oh well, I made time for this person, but I also have class for this person. So just to avoid confusion and to avoid making plans and backing out of it, I create schedules so I know what I can do and what I can't do. And I highly recommend creating a little mini calendar for yourself. I love planners. I just finished, this is my old one. This is my 2021 calendar, but I have to go and get a 2022 calendar. But I've been using an app on my phone called Calendar. But I like to write things down. So this works for me. This is my old calendar, which I use literally all year because it just told me, okay, well, what's coming up? I have birthdays to attend. I have vision board parties to go to. I have a birthday dinner. Like, it really kept me abreast of what I had to do. And like I said, I use my phone as well, but I really prefer having a physical calendar, and I have to go get one for 2022. So whatever works for you, whatever method works for you, you do it. But I'm a big believer of calendars. I just love scheduling my days out, scheduling my week out, scheduling my month out, and it helps me to stay on track. And without it, I kind of feel like I'm all over the place. So we've come to the end of this video, and hopefully you guys took something away from this video. Like I said before, this is things that work for me, and hopefully they do work for you. Let me know if you are using these methods or anything that I've mentioned in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you all in another video. Bye.